Stand ready for my arrival, where
From the fight with his dad which killed thousands of people, to the fight which killed Powerplex's wife and kid, and to the invincible war caused by Angstrom Levy's survival. All these have made a lot, if not most people, point fingers at Invincible. So today we'll be breaking down and analyzing all these fights, their consequences, and if Mark really is to be blamed for them. I'm banned from Omnitales, and this is the breakdown of the morality of. So from the first major fight, Omniman discovers Mark's powers, and that pushes him to fulfill his duty to the Viltrum Empire, which includes getting Earth ready for the Empire's takeover. This leads to him killing the Guardians of the Globe and getting in a fight with Mark, who just wants a peaceful superhero life on Earth. And this fight stretches over a few cities and leads to thousands of lives and Mark's aura being lost. So now to know if Mark is wrong, we'll need to see if he 1. Caused it, 2. Could have prevented it, and 3. There's no 3, but I don't want to just leave it empty, so I'll say if he could have guided the fight away from the populace. So to answer the first one, Mark getting his powers did start the chain reaction, but he had no control over it and didn't hide it because he didn't truly know Nolan. So did he cause this fight? No. For the second one, could he have prevented it? I mean, the only other option apart from refusing him was to join him, and that would basically lead to Earth being enslaved. So yeah, he could have prevented it, but that would have been temporary and just a buffer for something worse. So that's still a no. Third and finally, could he have guided the fight away from the cities? With the power difference between Omniman and Invincible, I would say that is impossible. Like in a scene, he was literally held up like a chick and smashed through a running train.
You'll learn.
He literally had no chance to do that. Plus with the speeds and impacts he had to endure, it was unrealistic. Because in reality he's not and couldn't even take care of himself, talk less of others. So that's a hard no. So the conclusion is that he isn't to blame for the fight with Omniman. Now moving on to the next fight between Invincible and Powerplex. So what led up to this also connects to the first fight, Omniman vs Invincible. In the fight, Powerplex's sister and niece were tragically killed, and that causes him to harbor intense hatred for Invincible,
Someone here isn't an Invincible fan.
which leads to him stealing power containers to defeat him. But since he can't get Invincible's attention, he pretends and uses his wife and kid as hostages to get it. And when Invincible arrives and tries to talk things over, he just starts going off and mistakenly fries his own family. And somehow that's also Invincible's fault.
This is all your fault!
Since we know the first fight wasn't Mark's fault, then that means there's really no justifying Powerplex's crash out. He was the one who put his family in danger. Well, that was mostly his wife's idea. She didn't really help at all, but that might just be because she was clouded by anger. So Mark didn't cause it. And another thing is that Powerplex didn't even give Mark the chance to explain himself. And when he tried, he didn't listen. So he couldn't have prevented it. Plus the actual thing that got them fried wasn't the fight with Mark. It was his power outburst and lack of control and awareness. And Mark couldn't have guided that. He tried to take the fight away but was resisted by both Powerplex and his wife. So with that cleared out, we can say that Mark is guilty-free in this situation and doesn't have to beat himself up.
I will show you the true jerks! Behold!
It's too dark.
Behold! Behold! Behold the true jerks!
And now for the last and biggest event that Mark is blamed for, the Invincible War. So this is what the event where different variants of Mark from different dimensions are sent by Angstrom Levy to destroy the world and smear Invincible's name. And this was all caused by Mark not killing Levy. Or was it? So this was how it all started. Levy's plan was busted by Mark, kinda. Levy wanted a peaceful world, and to get that he tried to gain knowledge of other dimensions from all his alternate selves. But the plan was kind of stopped by Invincible midway, and caused all the memories of his alternates to be forcefully packed into his head, which then turned him into Modok, twisted his thinking, and made him hate Invincible. So he then tried to kill Mark's mom, Debbie, and his brother, Oliver, but was stopped by Mark, who pounded him in anger and left him dead. Or so he thought. He was unaware of Levy's backup plan. Levy had the technician standing ready for his arrival, who quickly stitched him back up. And after that, he went to different dimensions and recruited their evil Invincibles with the promise of expanding their empires into other dimensions. With all the pieces set, he brings them all to the main dimension and invokes the Invincible War. I have to say, Levy was aptly named. His name means to wage war, and he did just that in the last episode of season 3. Anyway, the war tears down the world in just a few hours, and by the time the evil Invincibles are stopped, over hundreds of thousands of lives were already lost, including those of the superheroes. So did Mark cause this? Yes, but he thought the Molar twins were up to no good again, so that's not on him. And could he have prevented it? Yes. If he stood on business and made Levy pay for trying to assassinate his family, then Oliver is right. He could have saved all these people's lives, and it wouldn't have come to this.
Do it! Kill him! Before he escapes or something! Look at what he did! Kill him so he can never do this again! What are you waiting for?
Could he have guided the fight away? No. He literally didn't know about Levy's plan, and even if he did, he couldn't have been in 18 different places at once. So Mark is partially at fault on this one. Oh man, the cliffhangers are just so amazing. If you would like to know, the last episode of season 3 stops at issue 61 in the comics. I'll probably make more videos on Invincible, but until then...
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Like, sub, comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Omniman, we outta here.